Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Iesha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Good morning. Yes. Welcome to another episode of Habari Live. Habari Ghani, my people. We are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the pulse of Phoenix and beyond. Like always, we're all the way live in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Damon Dipleen Ellison and my co-host,
Iesha.
Yeah, we'll be your guide for the exciting stories and everyday happenings in our vibrant community, your weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of our city. So, it's been a crazy week, man. We've had a lot going on. We saw the pitiful Trump parade come through, which was ridiculous. Laughable to see how many people didn't come to his so-called parade. We laughed about it. Everybody has seen some of the videos. We saw that Trump was also upset about with Hegseth about the amount of people that came and how everything that went down. He was kind of upset also about how many people came to the what was it, the No King's Day, compared to his crappy parade. Let's go ahead and run that little clip, man, of the parade. Everybody's seen it, but let's run the clip.
It's so quiet.
Oh man. Oh man, it's hilarious, man. I mean, when you try to be a dictator, you want to be Kim Jong-un, you want to be the man, and this is what happens. You fall flat on your face. Trump's parade, birthday party, whatever you want to call it, was just flat. It was embarrassing. Other countries around the world posted and talked about how bad our army looked. A lot of people say that they think the military was marching out of tune on purpose, just to spite the so-called dictator King Trump, and they went out of their way to make him look bad on his birthday. They couldn't march. Like, come on, man. They march better. They were not in tune. And this is veterans saying this online, how they were not, it wasn't looking sharp. You just saw the clip of the tank squeaking through the neighborhood. It was so quiet that you could hear the wheels on the tank squeaking. Not one person clapping, yelling, hurrah, hooray, just squeaks from the tank, man. I mean, this is what he gets, because this is something that America never does. These other countries, they work on these things all year round. All year round, they work on it. And this is what they do, and by the end of the year, they have something pretty dope to show the world. This guy just did something on a whim, thinking that it was going to be dope, and embarrassing. So, you have to laugh at it, and his first go round, his administration told him and advised him not to do this, and they pushed him to not do it, and they pushed back. But this term, he has a lot of butt kissers and a lot of yes men. None of them have the backbone or the spine to tell him no. $45 million wasted. Embarrassing. We also have a situation
I think
going
it was
on with
80 million.
they said 80. I thought it was 45, but okay, whatever. We don't. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
that's a
know
fair
that
number.
he spent a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and we got we also have him pushing forward towards war with Iran. Oh, it's still saying we can't go live. Wow, we're already live though. I don't understand. Oh, maybe not. Oh, well, whatever. But but pushing for war towards Iran. We have a lot of right wingers who do not want war. So that's something else we'll be talking about today. What other stories do we have going?
Uh, yeah. In conjunction with the No Kings Day in relations to Trump's parade, there were two separate protests under the movement that turned deadly
Mm.
this year. In Virginia, police say a man drove into a crowd of demonstrators where multiple people were injured. Although there were no fatalities, there have been confirmed at this time. The suspect is in custody.
Mm.
Additionally, in Salt Lake City, an innocent bystander was reportedly shot and killed by a private peacekeeper at one of the No Kings protests.
Wow.
Authorities are investigating whether the group had any official authorization to carry firearms at the event.
Hmm.
So we'll keep you updated on that particular story. Also, this week, Purdue Farmer and Sacklers reached a $7.4 billion opioid
Goodness.
settlement. The new agreement could finally resolve the years of litigation against Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family over their role in the opioid crisis that we've been experiencing in society. And they say that this deal includes the $7.4 billion payout to help fund treatment programs and repay some of the victims' families. Although critics are arguing that this deal allows the Sacklers to avoid
Kiss the Ring is back.
full accountability.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, Purdue and all these pharmacies, they did so much to harm the communities and to put all these people that we see standing around bent over looking at the sky, slumped all over stuff. And man, it got so bad. It's gotten so bad, man. And they deserve to have to pay a lot of money because it's their fault that all this stuff happened to all these people. And they were prescribing all of these drugs for back pains that people normally would get Tylenol 3 or something, but they're giving opioids to people.
Right.
And all these people got addicted to these things. Now it became a street thing, and here we go. And a lot of people have been affected by this, and just terrible, man. Terrible. So
Right.
they deserve, to me, they deserve to pay more because of how much this has torn society apart. And it's just crazy.
Right. Also this week, APS, which is Arizona Public Service, for those that do not know, they filed to increase the electric rates by 14% starting January of next year. Utility says that the hike is needed due to the rising infrastructure and fuel costs, but many Arizonans are concerned about affordability, especially during extreme summer heat like we're experiencing now. And this is just the beginning of summer for us.
Dude, I swear they just had a hike last year. Like it seems like every year they're coming in like we need to go up 14-15% on the prices. It's going to come to a point, and then this is a commodity that none of us can go without, especially in Arizona.
Right.
So we have no choice, no options but to take their whack ass power, and then they just keep going to the government trying to get higher rates, keep hiking the rates. The bills are already too much. Most of us can't afford this shit in the first place.
Yep.
And dude, if y'all can't figure out how to to work between the funds that you have now. They already charge us astronomical rates. Who is not sick of this shit with these power companies, man?
Right.
They're just killing us. They're just taking advantage of the situation, and it's horrible. And none of us have no choice.
Yep.
You don't have any options on the APS, and
It's either APS or
they're
SRP.
the only ones that's in this area, and SRP has a certain area. You can't go without, but then they have a monopoly on it. You have no one else that you can go to and say, you know what, fuck y'all, we're not dealing with this mess anymore. We're going to someone else. No, you're stuck. You have to take it. You have to work with this power company while they bend you over and keep on asking for higher and higher rates.
Yep.
The American consumer has no choice, no chance out here.
Yep. And while APS is raising rates again, the Arizona Department of Economic Security said that they're laying off 5% of their workforce.
Oh, man.
In a move that surprised many of the state's employees, Arizona's Department of Economic Security laid off approximately 5% of its staff. The agency is citing budget constraints and internal restructuring. Although critics are fearing that the cuts will slow down vital services for low-income families. Now, even though they're saying 5%, it equals out to roughly 500 employees that got laid off.
I
mean, that can slow services, especially when you already have a slow service in the first place with Arizona Department of Economic Security.
Man, I mean, you know, the mission right now is to destroy as many social programs as possible. And hopefully all of those social programs and safety nets that's helping people will push people back into these jobs that they're pushing immigrants out of. You know, hopefully that if people don't have all these safety nets, they'll go back to the farms. They'll go back to the bushels. They'll do the jobs that they've been kicking all these people out that are known to do. Maybe the people, if we remove all the safety nets, remove all the social programs, maybe these people will go back to these jobs. They won't have a choice.
Right.
And it kind of seems that's what they're trying to do. And, you know, it's sad. Because Americans, I still don't think Americans are going to do these jobs. But I do think this is one part of the puzzle that they're trying to put together. Just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Definitely. California also introduced a bill that is aiming to ban masked police officers. The new bill introduced in California state legislature would prohibit law enforcement officers from covering their faces while on duty. The lawmakers are arguing that the bill promotes accountability, especially during protests and arrests captured on camera. Police unions have pushed back, citing many safety concerns.
The title, top left. Keep doing your thing.
And then also this week, those that have, I don't know if
Trump started.
Many have
Trump starting Iran war.
Been paying attention, but Adriana Smith, she had her baby delivered last weekend on Friday, and almost immediately after the emergency C-section they performed, she was pulled on life support was pulled. She was, like I said, she was taken off life support shortly after they delivered her baby. Doctors had kept her on life support in order for her baby to come to full term. That's what they were hoping for. It's also been reported that when she went into the hospital with injuries, she did not know that she was pregnant, and she was 9 weeks pregnant, and the doctors were trying to get her body to carry the baby full term, which would have been through August. But they had to go ahead and take it this week. There were also reports of her body deteriorating, so that's one of the reasons why they went ahead and performed the emergency C-section for her.
Oh these laws, these abortion laws are insane, bro. They kept this girl alive
as an incubator, basically.
Man, dude, this is craziness, man. If and then I think that the family, they didn't want this to go on, right?
No, they did not want they did not want the pregnancy to go to term. There were many reports that the family was wanting life support, the pregnancy to be terminated early on, and for her to be taken off of life support early on because they did not want to keep her in that particular state.
And they don't listen to the actual family of this girl, and they do what they want because of the abortion laws. And bring the baby to the birth. I think the baby's in the incubator still.
Yeah, he's in NICU, and he only weighed like 1 pound and some ounces.
And so hopefully the baby makes it.
Right.
So I mean, it's no guarantee on that, and it's just a crazy situation that we have laws in place that keep a person alive without the family's respects or what the family wants, and they just do what they want to because the government says so. This is the world that you people are really, this is what you vote for, man. A family says, hey, no, this is not what we want to do, and they're like, nah, the government says this is what you will be doing.
Right.
Like, wow.
The law says.
So then they have to take a baby. If the baby does survive, they have to raise this kid. They have to make sure this kid is good for 18 years. And then these are the same side that don't want people to have aid, a health care. They don't want the kids to have daycare.
No food stamps.
They don't want the kids to have preschool. These are the same people that they're going to make these people have this baby. Are they going to help them? No. They're closing Job Corps.
Yep.
They're closing everything that has to do with helping society in America. Like there's no people that don't need help. They always hollering how sick the left is, but everything they do is very much against the principles that they holler that they have.
Right.
They don't care about anyone that's struggling, anybody that's on the street, the homeless, the helpless. They want to kick them all down, get them all out of here. They're so ridiculous.
Yep.
Ridiculous. And I just don't know. I don't understand the hate that is in the heart of the right. But this is what they want. This is what they have. And Fox News has pushed us to this.
Most definitely. Also this week, a judge ordered Colombia protester Mahmoud Khalil be freed. He was released this morning.
We got political prisoners in America, man. We have political prisoners in America, people that has been arrested because they said something against Israel and put in jail. Every court has said this man is a citizen and he can stay in America. Trump them still locked him up. Like this is not the America any of us wants. And the people are egging this on and clapping for this. Like it's disgusting. It's nasty, man. It's nasty.
It is very nasty. And lastly, one of the stories that caught my attention this week was a judge rebuking the NIH cuts as illegal, citing discrimination. U.S. District Judge William Young in Massachusetts ruled that the Trump administration's cancellation of hundreds of NIH research grants, especially those tied to diversity, equity, and inclusion and LGBTQ plus issues, was illegal and discriminatory. Judge Young said, "I've never seen government racial discrimination like this in 40 years.
Mm-mm.
Young also said ordering the grants to be reinstated.
Yep.
The decision is temporary and is likely to be appealed, so we'll wait to see what happens on that. But as of now, he's ordering that the grants be reinstated back to all of these programs.
I mean, it is amazing that these people thought that they can just get away with destroying programs that helped the underprivileged.
Research program.
And then to act like, oh, well, we're making it fair. The reason why these programs exist is because it's always been unfair. Well, I mean, it's fucking insane. They're the people who have been making it unfair for 400 years are going to sit around talking about how, oh, that's not fair. What? Nothing this country has done has ever been fair. It's never been about merit. It's so unbelievable that these people have the fucking gall to act like they understand what fair is.
Right.
When it's never been fair. Ever. Ever.
Ever.
Never, ever, ever. And then they say, oh, well, leave then. That's what they wish. We wish that the motherfuckers that when the conservatives come up with their racism and hate for everyone else, we wish those people would leave. The country would be 10 times better. That's what they all say. I mean, they're so unoriginal. This is America. We're not going nowhere. And we haven't left once, and we're not going nowhere. If you gonna be here, we gonna be here too. If you can be here, we can fucking be here. Mm-hmm. Say what you want to say. I know you just trolls and losers in your mama's basements. We know what you are. We understand that you're losers.
Not trolls and losers.
That's
in
what they are.
Basement.
I mean, they have nothing else to do but to go online and talk trash about somebody else because they see a skin color different than theirs.
Well, they see a lifestyle that's different than theirs.
It's wild. It's wild people, man.
The fair thing is giving America back to Americans who were born here, and my tax money going to help Americans that need help.
Then be prepared to fight.
IL, that means that Americans born here, that would be the Native Americans.
Man, dude, they killed me, man. They think they was the first people.
Are probably immigrants.
They all were
at some point.
They were, but somehow their immigration is different than everybody else.
Right.
Somehow them coming here is celebrated, and everybody else is, oh my God, they're coming. But the thing is that I always say is this: if you go back to when the Irish and the Italian and the Jews were coming to America, they were met with the same vitriol, the same hate. Because at that time, Jews and Italians and Irish were not seen as white, because white was not all encompassing at that time.
It hadn't been established.
Only thing white was people who were Protestants. WASP. Anybody outside of that were Catholics. They did not believe that those people were white. But now, since America, everybody light skinned, they come together and they all say they're white. But at that time, they didn't like them. They didn't want them in. You could see the newspaper clippings of people, them talking how much they hated the Irish, how bad they talked about the Italians. This is not new in America. Mm-hmm. Hate has been the number one message that America has sent out since the beginning. They did not like the Jews. They didn't get into World War II because they cared about them. They didn't care.
Right.
They saw that people were getting killed over there. They didn't care. Nobody came into Pearl Harbor. We did not care. All those people were getting killed in concentration camps. But now we all sit around and act like how great we are and how fantastic America is. But at that time, we didn't give a fuck about them.
Right.
We didn't care about the Irish. We didn't want them here. Americans didn't want them here. And what did they do? They came to the ghettos of America. The movie Gangs of New York, that's about the Irish and the Italians that were living in the five corners district, boroughs. 5 borough, whatever it was, gangland. and all of them killing each other. They moved here to the ghettos, the slums, and were treated like trash. They worked the worst jobs in America. How would black people have come to America if not for slavery? Well, Mr. Dumb Shit, they would have came to America the same way everybody else did, on boats, but from their own fruition, instead of
being taken and forced to go.
How many Africans come here all the time? What are you talking about, bro?
Right.
We know many.
We are the world's melting pot. If you can't see that, then you're high again.
Man, that's real. America has been that since day one. Before the people leave, the Pilgrims even crashed on Plymouth Rock. There was already people here, natives who were already here, and then they get here and, oh, this is the white man's country. Like, what are you? How can it be your country when somebody's already here? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I mean, dude, this has been, the world is everyone's. No land is for one specific group. And it's so unbelievable to hear people say it. Like, how much hate you have to have in your heart to sit around saying this country is for us only, and everybody else needs to get out of here. Like, what is going on? Come on, man. We need to do better. Is that all the stories you have? All right, man. I mean, this week has been, it's been crazy week. We've seen a lot.
Keith and Mackin said, I can't imagine how y'all do this every day. Some ignorant fools in this house.
You are right, Kevin. We I don't know why, man. We get a lot of craziness in our comment section. I don't know why. I agree with you, Jay, on TikTok. We do need to do better. We can do better. There's definitely a way for us to do better. That's not possible for blacks to have survived such racism to come here and survive. That is possible. We survived all the racism that we faced through slavery. So people coming here
and Jim Crow,
people coming here and just arriving as immigrants, they would have been able to survive. Renee Lawrence, this is why you're going to lose in 26 and 28. Why are we going to lose right now? If the momentum is towards the left, that's what the momentum is at right now. Just like anytime one group gets in charge, the other side gets mad. When Obama was in there, what you have? The Tea Party. The Tea Party was everywhere.
And you had the birther movement.
Oh God.
I mean, you had all the racist stuff come out.
Right, but their main thing that they were pushing was the Tea Party, and that disappeared after that.
It did.
Because they don't care how much they're taxed. For some reason, the tax breaks just go to the wealthy. They're good with that. Tea Party over with. Stupid shit. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But I do think, I'm hoping that the midterms, man, turn out much better than it did for the 2024 election, because the Democrats didn't have high turnout, and we lost in a lot of areas that, oh man, and it's the reason why we're paying for it now. People sat around, joked, laughed, act like it was a game. I guess people forgot Trump's first 4 years in office. So it's kind of crazy that no one showed up and everyone just said, nah. But this is what we get. Now everybody's in the street talking about no kings.
Mm-hmm.
But you couldn't show up to the ballot box.
Right.
You couldn't go in and vote. I don't want to, harp on that too much, but you got people still telling people of Latino descent how they showed up and voted for Trump. Let's listen to James lately. Let's see what he has to say. But black people in Africa are killing white people born in Africa. How is that right? Oh my God. Bro, I mean, if black people, and I'm guessing you're talking about South Africa, if black people in South Africa were killing whites, taking their farmland, why would the numbers still be so lopsided? 7% of the population is the white population. They still own 80% of the farms that they took during apartheid. So I'm guessing they're not killing a lot of them, because if they were, I think those numbers would be a little more even. They'll be a little more even than they are right now. 7% of the population owns 80% of the farms. But y'all keep hollering that they're facing struggles. They're having a hard time down there. Yeah, man. It's so hard they own damn near all of the farmland. That is crazy. Oh, Mike Weymouth. Oh my goodness. Why do black people vote for and support the party that brought them to kill? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, bro, man. I wish you people would read a book. The Democratic Party used to be the conservatives. Today, they are the liberals. The Republicans used to be the liberals. Now they are the conservatives. If you still were the liberals, why would you guys be fighting for Confederate flags and Confederate statues, renaming the bases back to Confederate people? You love to bring this up, but everything y'all fight for is Confederate. I mean, why can't y'all live in today? Why do you always have to bring that stupid shit up? Abraham Lincoln would be a liberal today. You understand that, right? I mean, you get it, don't you? I'm so sick of y'all saying this shit, bro. It's so sad. I wish you would come with a different argument so bad. Please learn a different argument. I'm so sick of the conservatives saying this. Like, all of this is in the conservative handbook. This right here. Oh, well, we used to be the it's so stupid, dude. Stop saying this shit straight up. You're not the liberals today. You hate liberals, remember? So stop acting like you are a liberal, because you're not one. What the fuck we gonna vote for y'all for when you hate black people? First thing I got is 2 fucking conservatives on here talking about Juneteenth. Calling motherfuckers coons. And then you talking about we supposed to vote for y'all? Like, I don't understand how y'all talk out of y'all neck at the same time. It's so fucking confusing. You come on, you say a whole bunch of racist shit, and then you say we supposed to vote for y'all. What the fuck? I do not get it. I will never understand. I don't understand it. Yes, there's a lot of black people. There is some that want to vote. They want to vote for the Republicans, and they ignore all the racism that's coming from that side. We have people. We got them. You know, there's a couple conservative black people out there. I don't agree with them. And I don't agree to sit here and to, I was watching these guys the other day, the conservative group of guys, they're talking about DEI and that how all firemen was white in their lifetime, saying that black people can't do the job, and they're black. Like, how disgusting is that? How brainwashed are you that you can't even believe that a black man can be a fireman? Like, dog, I'm not with that. I know that we can do whatever we want to do. Anyway, Sizzle Moon song, repubs or racist trash. Yeah, man, I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you, man. Straight racist trash. And they come on here with all racist tropes, and for some reason they say all this stuff, and they think we're supposed to vote for them, vote with them. It's amazing. Nah, dog, I won't be doing that. James Laley, what did he say? They have shown that the Crats want the brown illegals way more than the blacks. What are you Talk, dude. One thing that I don't think you people from the right will never understand is that people from all sides should come together. I know that's hard for you, because you only believe in one race, and it's all people should come together. All people should have a choice, and your brain and what you bring to the table should lead you, not who you are and what color you are. Black people are racist all the time. God. A lot of people are racist all the time. But I don't see black people coming to podcasts going in and talking racist stuff in their comments as much as we get this. I know you all love to say that, man, but man, I'm not seeing it, man. So yeah, don't listen to the trolls. I shouldn't be listening to them. You're right. In fact, let's go into Habari News Weekly so we can get some stuff going. Let's get it.
And now, this week's Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipling Ellison. Sponsored by...
Yeah, man. Let's get into some of the things that went on for this week and talk about some of the stuff that's went on. One story that's been big is this week is in Minnesota. We had political murders motivated by abortion rights. Religious freak has went in and destroyed people's lives again. We just had a guy who blew himself up in California trying to blow up a clinic. The religious freaks are out in full, and they think that God is with them while they kill people. And we always downing Muslims, talking about how extreme they are. When are these Christian religious groups going to be held for their hate, their terrorism? Christian groups are terrorizing America, and we just ignore it because they're Christians. How many times in the name of Christianity have we seen murder and killing and people getting blown up? I mean, this is only the second time that I can think of in the last 6 months, but we know it's more. It's really disgusting, man. The political murders and attempts through 2016 to 2025. And you know what that is, the beginning of Trump's regime. And what that has brought in us as a country, as we try to, a lot of people want to ignore it. But I don't want to ignore this anymore. We see this is going on, man. Christians blowing motherfuckers up because they don't think people supposed to follow the way that they think they supposed to follow. We can't live our life the way we want to. We have to live the life that they want to. They want us to. As they try to put up their 10 commandments in the schools. Like it's a lot of hate coming out from that side right now, man. And I just can't believe it, what we have going on, man. So welcome to Habari News Weekly. I'm Damon. I'm joined by Iesha. Today we launch our investigative series on a nasty trend, political violence in the U.S., an alarming surge in murders, assassinations, attempts, and threats since 2016, and how Trump-era rhetoric may have fueled some of this shit. We'll ground into this data and flesh out with the most recent tragedy in Minnesota. So first, the political murder since 2016, June 14, 2025, Minnesota assassination-style shootings. The victims is Minnesota House Rep Melissa Hortman, rest in peace. Thoughts out to a family. And her husband, Mark, both killed, man. It's sad. Wounded, Senator John Hoffman and his wife, Yvette, seriously injured, shot 9 and 8 times, respectively. I mean, 9 times. It's just crazy.
Right. And his wife was shot 8 times.
This is disgusting. 57-year-old Vance Bolter, disguised as a cop, armed with a 9mm Beretta, had a list of 45 Democrats that he wanted to kill. Prior cases of political motivated murder, 2016 to 2025. June 14, 2017, congressional baseball shooting. This was a liberal. He attempted to assassinate House GOP member Steve Scalise, critically injured the perpetrator, Johns Hodgkinson. He was killed. I remember he was from Belleville, Illinois area. You know, that's an area that I grew up in. And everybody, you know, condemned this horrible act. He went out there to kill some Republicans, and I thought that was just disgusting. I think he was the last one that I know of that was a liberal. But it was disgusting, regardless what side you are on or what side you come from. That it's just you don't do this. June 28th, 2011, in Tucson, Arizona, Gabby Giffords, severely injured. 6 were killed in a high-profile mass shooting. June 17, 2015, in Charleston, South Carolina, Reverend Clementa Pinckney, state senator, killed in a church, a hate-driven political murder. July 14, 2020, Judge Esther Salas attacked Judge's son, killed Judge, wounded in political motivated home invasion. You had, go ahead, do this one.
The next one is the high-profile assassination attempts that have happened since 2016. In July of 2024, July 13th of 2024, Pennsylvania rally shooting, where a former president, Donald Trump, at the time, was shot in the ear. One audience member was killed, others were injured, and the shooter was neutralized. September 15th of 2024, at a Trump rally in Florida, another assassination attempt. Trump again was unharmed. In September 20th of 2020, a ricin mailing plot where a Canadian woman was arrested for sending ricin-laced letters to Trump. October of 2020, Whitmer kidnapping plot, including conspiracy theory to hang Trump, among others. Attempted attacks on other officials. In June of 2020, there was a home attack on Judge Esther Salas. Judge Salas' son was killed and targeted. Minor incidents. Numerous lesser-known attempts, such as threats or minor assaults on state or local officials, not listed here, but do include in the broader crime data sets.
So I mean, you got to think like, and then we didn't talk about, we got Nancy Pelosi. Her husband was attacked with a hammer. Like, it's getting disgusting, man. We're starting to look like third world countries. We can't say anything about anybody. We have so much political hate and assassination attempts and murders. Like, what is going on with America? This is not the country I know. These people, they hollering and screaming on the side, talking about and they're blaming the immigrants, but I haven't seen an immigrant try to assassinate anyone yet. So what are we doing here, man?
Sizzy Moonsong said every attempted assassination has been a maggot.
Most of them. There have been some left. We did speak on one of them. So we can't say it's been all MAGA, but it's been mostly MAGA. It's been mostly MAGA, and that's the truth. I mean, they just ignore it. Fox News just ignore it. They don't say anything. But he's turning these people into cult rages, murderers. This surge in threats to Congress members, 900 threats in 2016. When Trump got into office, it upped to 3,600 in 2017. It peaked to 9,700 threats in 2021. Ever since Trump has been in office and in the limelight, nothing but death threats and murder has been going across the country. Everybody is in an elevated state. The president is pushing hate, and his followers follow hate. They can say all they want to. When they asked this chump, hey, are you going to call the people in Minnesota? Something that every president calls, especially when a tragedy of this magnitude happens. What does he say? I'm not calling them people. He's weird. Like, this is bull. He's supposed to be bringing the country together.
Right.
Like, dog, what happens? The president is supposed to bring everyone together, especially in times of horrid tragedies like that. What does he do? I'm not calling that dude. I don't care about that dude. When your leader is a piece of shit, your followers are going to be a piece of shit too.
Yep.
Y'all let this dude, y'all don't care about. He don't have no guardrails for this dude. No guardrails, because nobody is going to stand up to him. No one has any balls. Capitol Police investigation, 6,955 cases in 2019, over 8,000 by 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And let's go ahead and dive into the Minnesota case. We're going to go ahead and break it down. This occurred on June 14th of this year, where Vance Boltler, a former state board appointee, disguised himself as a fake police officer, wearing uniform, a latex mask, and he attacked multiple Democratic lawmakers' homes. His primary victims, Representative Melissa Hortman, she's 55, former House Speaker, and her husband were both killed. Senator John Hoffman, 60, and his wife were both seriously injured. Bolter had a manifesto listing at least 45 Democrats plus abortion providers. He stalked his victims, visited them at least 4 homes before the shooting, and the FBI described it as a calculated, chilling, politically motivated murder and attempted murder.
This is disgusting. I feel sorry for the families of these people. I just really feel bad for them. People who went out of their way and chose a public life to serve others and to help others. And this is the thanks that society gives them. It's sad, bro. I couldn't imagine it, man. It's not the
president's job to bring everybody together. It's no president's job.
Oh my goodness. That is every president's job. The president is supposed to bring society together, not divide us more. I don't understand, man. Why you people, you are not the same people that we grew up together when Reagan and Clinton and Bush was in office. Do you remember the America with people coming together for 9/11? This is not the same America, man. We're disgusting now. This wasn't random. Bodies, bullets, and a long list of targets. It screams of domestic political terrorism. Mm-hmm. We have Christian terrorists in America, and we won't label it as terrorism. These people are terrorizing this country, blowing up fucking abortion clinics. Yep. Go ahead, man.
You're right. And since 2016, American political violence has transcended threats and rhetorical vitriol. It's produced real bloodshed. From murderers like Pickney and Giffords to the near-fatal shootings of Lacey to the assassinations in Minnesota.
I mean, you have Trump's violent rhetoric at key moments. The 2016, he encouraged aggression at rallies. Mm-hmm. The president pushed for aggression at rallies. 2020, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Mm-hmm. Just the other day, if you want to protest, we're going to bring what do we say? Tremendous pain. I forget what he said, but he threats again. 2021, if you don't fight like hell, if you don't like it, fight like hell, he says. Yep. Fight like hell. Trump has issued over 100 public threats against political opponents. 100 political threats by the leader of the free world. He's done this via violence on legal/administrative powers. his words blurring into incitement to get his people to go and hurt others. It is disgusting. Go ahead.
Yep. You're right. And with assassination attempts on Trump, plot twists against judges and governors, these are not just isolated incidents.
Mm.
They represent a broader escalation.
Okay, go ahead.
Next, we're going to go ahead and explore how this violence is reshaping democratic institutions, from election officials to Capitol security.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I mean, this assassination in Minnesota has just really just rubbed me the wrong way, man. And then they're gonna put on masks and act like, and police officers where most people trust come into your home and there's nothing going to happen to you, and he starts opening fire on these people.
Right.
I mean, I know he had Keith Ellison, and he had a lot of different senators and people who believe in a woman's choice. He was trying to kill them all, man. This is disgusting. And with the assassinating troops, like you said, these attempts on Trump, judges and governors, these are not isolated incidents. They represent a broader escalation. And this is going to be an issue, and we're going to keep talking about it, because I really do believe that we have a problem with Christian terrorism in America. These people think that they own this country. They can do whatever they want and treat people whatever the way they want to, because we don't believe in their God. We don't follow what they think that their God said and is supposed to be. And they're going to blow you up if you don't follow these things.
Yep.
These are Christians. I mean, this is not what Jesus, I don't believe Jesus, preached this. We know the Old Testament has a lot of crazy stuff in it, but the New Testament and what Jesus spoke of was love and forgiveness.
Yep.
There was no such thing as abortion in the Bible. So I don't even understand what these people get these things from. But, this is what they are. This is what they are about, man.
Yep. We're going to go ahead and go into our first segment, which is the aftermath.
Second.
It's segment 1, part 2.
Okay.
Our aftermath, accountability, and what's next to come. If you're listening to Habari Live, or if you're just now joining us, we've been breaking down the disturbing pattern of political murders and assassination attempts, reaching a horrifying crescendo just days ago in Minnesota. And while the shooter, Vance Boltner, is dead, the violence that he committed has triggered
He's not dead, is he?
Urgent national conversations.
I guess that was somebody else who did some murder, dude. Yeah, man, it's tough, man. And we're just trying to talk about it a little bit more, and some of the murders that happened throughout history, like that one. But the one in Minnesota, they did bring the guy in alive. But it's just a lot of just craziness, man. We have to realize that this is not the way that we have to go, and the way the leaders are responding, I just don't think that it's helping us. Senators and representatives from both parties are now calling for increased funding for personal security. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said this week, quote, "This was a direct attack on democracy. There are no sidelines anymore." Meanwhile, progressive lawmakers like AOC and Ayanna Pressley have said privately for months that they feel like walking targets, and they face multiple threats, some thwarted just in time. And let's not forget, over 1,000 local election of workers and officials have resigned since 2020 due to violent threats. Democracy doesn't just break from the top down, it crumbles from fear. Fear, because that is what is being pushed. And I mean, we can talk about it all day, but accountability, man. Who really bears the fucking blame for all this bullshit that's going on right now? To me, the facts are fucking clear. This violence doesn't come from nowhere. It is fed by platforms that allow terrorism to flourish, by political leaders who demonize the opposition, and by right-wing media, Fox News, echo chambers. I just said Bolter isn't dead, dude. What are you talking about? We just said that, Mr. Lally. We said he is not dead. He was taken in alive. But thank you for updating us. Goodness. Fucking people, boy. And let's name it plainly. Trump's rise coincides directly with the rise in this violence. Every spike in political threats since 2016 has trailed a period of Trump rallying supporters against imagined enemies. He's called Democrats vermin. He's reposted hate slogans and threatened judges. And now his supporters are acting on those cues.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just Trump, though he's the central nucleus of how it's happening. Elected officials like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Paul Gosar, and Carrie Lake have all used dehumanizing language, posted crosshairs over opponents, or they've joked about armed revolt. And that's a language that just doesn't live in a vacuum. That's the stuff that they're spewing on a daily basis.
James Laley, and the Antifa belong to the liberals. Have you ever seen someone from Antifa talk? Have you ever seen a person come out and say, hey, I'm the leader of Antifa? Have you ever seen that before? What's his name? You motherfuckers always love talking about some fucking Antifa. Who is Antifa? Who runs them? Don't know? Maxine Waters is your boy, oh boy, oh boy. You can't be that silly, bro. You can't be.
They are.
You can't be.
He's
There's
serious.
no such thing. There's no Antifa is not a group that makes. They don't put out quotes. They don't put out manifestos. Like it's like a made up terrorist group that you people talk about all the time. It's ridiculous, man. Your groups aren't made. The Proud Boys ain't made up. KKK ain't made up. We know their leaders. We know their mission. We know their website. We know what they're about. Well, we can't ever find any information on Antifa, ever. It's like you're just making it up. But when elected officials are afraid to serve, when public servants need armed guards, and when murder becomes a political tactic, our republic falters. We lose more than lives. We lose civic trust.
Yep. And when we accept that violence is a normal cost of political disagreement, we're not just losing democracy. We're destroying the idea that we can ever have or disagree without drawing blood.
That's real, man. Now, it's unbelievable that we have so many people who act like this violence is normal. It's just ridiculous. We have to stop. We have to stop it. The way they're treating the trans people right now. The trans people, I think, are like 1-2% of the country. Mm-hmm. We're treating them like trash because we don't like their lifestyle. Hey, man, and here they go with the Soros. You mean Elon Musk, who funded? I mean, how many Republicans have funded? How much money was given to Republicans? Why do y'all always talk about the funds that Soros gives, but ignore all the funds that are being trickled in through Republicans? Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos gave Trump a whole bunch of money. Dude Mark from Facebook, Zuckerberg, gave Trump a whole bunch of money. Why don't y'all talk about that? Like, I don't understand y'all's logic, man. You're the party of giving the rich tax breaks, but you're always talking about the rich people that the left has. How many tax breaks are they giving to the rich and the 1% in this budget that's coming out right now? Like, they are for the rich 100%. You know, those tax breaks and trickle down economics, those are Republican ideals. And rich people love those ideals because they pay less taxes. So you think that the Democrats are the ones that's for the elite? It's insane to me. Insane. So what are agencies doing or failing to do to stop the next one? The political grandstanding is getting ridiculous, as multiple news sources have reported on Republican Senator Mike Lee of Utah making controversial social media posts about the recent assassination of Minnesota lawmakers. That was just disgusting that he did that. I couldn't believe it. Like, Republicans have no tact. It's disgusting. Minnesota lawmaker and her husband specifically, Lee posted messages on his X account that were seen as blaming the killing on Marxists. One post stated that this is what happened when Marxists don't get their way. He's 100% wrong on what's going on. It's crazy. They're always wrong. According to Politico, these posts were criticized by Democrats, including Minnesota Senator Tina Smith, who came face to face with him and confronted him for that bullshit that he posted.
Right.
She confronted Lee. We saw the pictures and the video about his remarks. Some sources described Lee's post as making light of or mocking the attack. Lee later deleted the post because he knew he was fucking wrong, and that was a piece of shit move. Go ahead.
Plus, we talked to a local Arizona election official who's been living under threat since 2020. Her story is one of courage, trauma, and refusal to back down.
Well, who was that? DK Edits. He says, if you shout me out, I will sub and recommend you to all my 30 of my
Well, there's your shout out, DK Edits.
Hey, man, we appreciate that. We don't care if you have 5 friends. We appreciate the shout out, bro.
Right.
Thank you. Man, oh, you just did that, huh? Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty disgusting what's going on, man. And I love to talk about these things because I think that the main media, or big media, they have issues talking about these things, and I think that this is something that we can discuss because we aren't big media and we're not held to those constraints to discuss these things. We understand that a lot of people may get butthurt about hearing about Christian terrorism, but that's what it is. If these people were Muslim, they would be calling it Muslim terrorism with no pause. They would not care. They would say that openly, but we can't say it when it's Christians. So stay with us, man. We're going to get into the next story here. Let's see. Let's take a no, we don't do that. So let's go into the next one. I think you're not up first. It's time for let's go into this second segment. It's we're going to talk about Juneteenth. Now, I know this is going to be a good one for a lot of you people on here. Is it a holiday or is it a bust? A lot of people think it's a bust. A lot of people dislike it. I see a lot of hate for it online. A lot of people pissed off that Juneteenth even exists. Today, we dive into former President Trump. He tweeted on Juneteenth. He said that too many non-working holidays in America and the myths behind it. He just, oh my goodness.
Ben started said, can you tell him what Juneteenth is?
I don't think he knows or cares, but he did it, the years before he did post on it and say Happy Juneteenth a couple years. So I'm this year he's really racist this year and he's going full in. He wasn't as racist the year before, but now he's 100% going in. Trump posted on his platform, Truth Social. We're gonna read the whole tweet. Too many non-working holidays is in America. It is costing our country billions of dollars. Soon we'll end up having a holiday for every once working day of the year. He didn't name Juneteenth, but it was clear from the timing, his criticism, millions are losing working hours and productivity was from Juneteenth. So it's all bullshit what he's saying, but go ahead.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull up that graphic.
No, we don't have.
We don't have it. Okay,
yeah.
So we have days off around the world, right? Actually, the U.S. ranks near the bottom.
The bottom
globally. The U.S. offers about 11 federal holidays, but private sector coverage isn't guaranteed. no statutory requirements for paid time off. In contrast, most European countries guarantee at least 4 weeks of paid vacation plus 10 to 15 public holidays.
Wow.
For example, the UK mandates 28 annual leave days.
Wow.
France, 25 plus 12 public holidays. And globally, countries like India and Nepal might have 20 to 30 plus public holidays.
Wow.
Iran even reaches over 50 paid
Wow.
leave days a year.
And we call them the craziness, and they talk shit about their country, but they
Right.
get more vacation days than we do.
Right. So compared to other nations, America is actually being pretty stingy when it comes to time off for its citizens.
We get nothing. We get nothing. So let's go ahead and talk about Juneteenth a little bit. A holiday rooted in history and fought for by activists who deserve recognition. On June 19th, 1865, Union troops led by General Gordon Granger marched into Galveston, Texas, more than 2 years after Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation.
Mm-hmm.
Reading General Order Number 3, freeing enslaved people. The day was quietly celebrated in Texas, starting in the late 1860s, often called Emancipation Day. Texas officially recognized this day as a holiday in 1980.
Yep.
So since 1980, it has already been solidified by the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And, the movement to make Juneteenth a federal holiday picked up steam in recent years, fueled by activists, Black elected officials, and notably Opal Lee, known as the grandmother of Juneteenth. For over a decade, the one thing that she would tell the community is to hold on to your freedoms.
Yep.
Her granddaughter recalled during the annual walk in Fort Worth. And finally, in June of 2021, Congress passed Juneteenth National Independence Day Act unanimously in the state and Senate 51-0, and by 415 to 14 in the House. And President Biden signed it into law, making it America's 11th federal holiday.
I mean, the fact that conservatives they hate Black people so much, they would rather be working than take a day off to celebrate us being released from slavery. I mean,
they don't even want us working. They want us working on Martin Luther King Day,
dude,
too.
The hate is, you would rather go to work, bro. You so racist that you would rather work than than barbecue and celebrate another day. Like, dog, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. We have no problem celebrating Irish Day. We celebrate everybody in this country. That's what it's supposed to be about. But every time it's something Black, it's always some bullshit. It's always some people on the post mad because, oh my God, something for somebody Black. Oh my goodness. During the month of February, they crying. Martin Luther King Day, they crying.
But they don't cry
Juneteenth,
like this
they crying.
on Cinco de Mayo.
Some of them do.
Yeah, some of them do.
Some of them do. But they still go get tacos, but they hate brown people. It's a crazy thing. No, man, my ancestors, but do that. What do you mean, Mr. Troll Boogie? I shouldn't even be answering you because you know you a troll, so I'm just going to ignore you. So why do many conservatives misunderstand or downplay the holiday? Because they're racist, that's why. Historical ignorance is one of them. Many Americans, including some conservatives, don't know that Juneteenth commemorates the delayed enforcement of emancipation. 2, economic framing. Framing Juneteenth as just another day off ignores its deep symbolic meaning about freedom. All of us supposed to be free, man. On the 4th of July in 1776, while the rest of the country was celebrating the freedom of America, Black people were still slaves. So, I mean, you have to celebrate for everyone to be free. That's what America's supposed to be about. It wasn't about that.
Right.
it has never met the standards that they have put on paper in real life. That's the problem that we have. So political processing. Trump's tweets plays to a base prioritizing productivity over the historical reckoning.
Yep. And here's the takeaway. America doesn't have too many holidays. We have too few. And while Juneteenth adds just one more, its importance goes far beyond a day off. It's a moment to honor struggle, memory, and resilience.
So I seen a guy over here. He says, black people have privilege. This is another thing that I've seen a lot of people saying lately, that that black people have it so great in America. Why are black people still the poorest demographic? We have it so good. Then I hear him say that white people have it tough. Why are they still the richest demographic in the country? I don't understand. How are the people that are poor, and they always saying get a job and we're bums, how are we the most privileged?
Right.
How does that equal out? How is the people that get pulled over the most, go to jail the most for being pulled over, go to jail for the most time for the same crime that another person commits? I get 30 days, you get 10. These are things that are known through statistics, that these things happen in this country over and over and over. How the fuck does that equal privilege? Yeah, right. We're so lazy, bro. I understand, Rick from Oregon. Just come on with more racist shit. All of y'all racist comments shows why we struggle in this country, because it's people that have thoughts and ways of thinking that you do. And if it's one of you that think that, then you understand that it's groups of them, because this is the way you talk to your family. This is the way you talk to your kids and your wife. This is the way you talk to your coworkers. This is how you make decisions for who you want to get hired on your job. You think that this racist shit stops at this comment section? No, you put in actions in your life. And then you want to go up and act like, oh my goodness, I don't understand. I mean, out of the comments we have, how many are fucking racist? So I mean, come on, man. We need to stop this shit in America, man. Just stop the hate. That's all it does. But it's a group that just can't do that.
Rick from Oregon, you don't seem like you're struggling.
I'm not struggling. I'm definitely not struggling, bro. And I have never came on here and said anything about me struggling.
2 incomes are better than 1, and if the community understood that, they'd be in a much better place.
I am talking about those that are struggling. I can't look at myself and say, well, I'm rich, so the demographics that I am in, they're all rich. No, I'm one of the few that are doing well. A lot of people are struggling in the black community, man. We know what we call that, and what you call that when you go through the black areas through the city. You try to go around those areas.
Look at what Holy Moly Donut Shop said. Get a job, brokey.
Goodness.
Right.
So Americans get far fewer paid holidays. That's the number one thing we know.
Yep.
And vacations than other workers across the fucking developed nations across the world. Juneteenth gives us a fucking day off, you racist. Take a day off. God damn it. This represents historical acknowledgement, not fucking laziness. Like y'all love to call us. We all got jobs. We all work. We all want a day off. The holiday is the result of targeted activism, not political whim.
Yep. And, that's going to be it for our segment, Holiday or Bust. So let's go ahead and move on into the next segment.
Yeah, we're going to just go through some clips real fast. Some of the things that's been going on through the week. Mostly about the war that Trump is trying his best to get us into. While y'all sitting around talking about racism and being racist and caring about reparations and dumb shit.
Exactly, Jay. Brokey is crazy, and we do need a day off from mental health.
You motherfuckers sitting around crying about dumb shit. He's trying to get us in a real fucking situation. A real fucking war. that we do not need anything to do with.
You're right, Eric. Americans are hard workers, and that includes some of our immigrants
Man,
too.
everybody here work hard. You gotta work hard in America. What you gonna
You're
get?
not gonna make it nowhere.
Shit, you think the fucking people can live off aid? They kill, man. You know they give you like $300. That ain't shit.
She the whitest black person I ever seen.
God damn. So let's go into this MAGA meltdown: war, regret, and radical shifts. We're going to talk about some of the videos I've seen this week that I thought were interesting, and just run with a few with them. So, what up, Habari Nation? This is your host, Damon Ellison. Like always, you're tuned to the Habari Weekly, where we break down the biggest political and social stories impacting real people across the country. And today, we've got a wild one, from comedian apologies and hot mics to ICE, detaining allies, Fox News fear-mongering. This episode is a crash course in chaos, contradiction, and the MAGA civil war boiling over as Iran-Israel conflict drags the U.S. closer to another endless bullshit war. So number one, Dave Smith regrets Trump. This was Dave Smith. I think I put it as I put it as Caldwell. It's supposed to be, it's Dave Smith. You hear me, Aiden? We're gonna play that Dan Caldwell video. That one.
About coming back to the negotiating table. It's like sitting after Pearl Harbor and telling FDR, now's the time to go negotiate with the Japanese. Right. Negotiations are over now. The time for negotiations was before this. And so, yeah, Donald Trump looks, and man, I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one. But he should be impeached and removed for this one. Wow. And not on some like not on some ridiculous Nancy Pelosi. Of course, the Congress will never do it because they're all a bunch of corrupt hacks.
This is the one thing they support. This is like
Donald Trump should be impeached and removed for this. All of his supporters should turn on him. It's the absolute betrayal of everything that he ran and campaigned on and everything that he stood for. And I will say, despite the fact that, Donald Trump supporters have been labeled like a cult following, and that certainly is true for a percentage of his supporters, he is going to lose his coalition over this. I don't just speak for myself when I say there are a lot of us who simply will not go along with this. So it's just a devastating mistake. By the way, on top.
Yeah, man. He said he was a Trumper. He apologized for being a Trumper, something I don't see many of them doing. But I agree with him. This war this is not a war that we need. This is not a war that, they're going to have nuclear weapons. Man, it's bull. We already had Tulsi Gabbard come out and say that they're not close to having a nuclear weapon. They're not close. Now, if Trump wouldn't have torn apart Obama's deal that he had in place with Iran in the first place, we would have been able to go there and check and make sure that they didn't have it. But he had it to be a fucking idiot and tear up the fucking deal because he's dumb. It was a bad move. And now he's trying to put the same fucking deal that Obama already negotiated. He's trying to put it back in place. Well, they ain't trying to hear that. And since they don't want his stupid ass deal, he wants to fucking bomb them. And Netanyahu, he's been saying this for fucking decades. Oh, they're going to get the nuclear weapon. They're going to get a nuclear weapon. They've been saying it. He's been saying it since the 90s. They ain't got shit. They don't have it. They don't have nuclear weapons. It's just going to be like with George Bush and motherfucking and that bullshit that they were trying to push back in the day. Weapons of mass destruction. And who did they get that data from back then? Israel, Netanyahu. Wrong data, wrong information. We go into war, spends billions of dollars, kill millions of people. Like, what are we fucking doing? We gonna fall for this shit again? And none of you people are gonna stand up, just like he said. When are you gonna stand up? Dave Smith said it. He regrets voting for Trump. Now we got Joe Rogan. He was on, I think, he's a Joe Rogan regular. And he apologized. He publicly apologized for supporting Trump. And he's going as far as calling for Trump's impeachment. We played the clip. This is huge. Dave Smith isn't some Hollywood liberal. He's a libertarian who once praised Trump's anti-war rhetoric, but now Trump's saber rattling over Iran and his cheerleading of Israeli airstrikes have pushed Smith to call for him his betrayal to everything non-interventionist believed in. And he's not alone. This is a part of a growing factor in MAGA world, and it's getting messier every day. So go ahead on. You can do the next one.
Yeah, and Trump also got caught on hot mic this week in North Korea. In this next clip, Trump gets caught, like I said, on a hot mic saying that he wishes Americans would behave like North Koreans when he speaks. Like obedient drone.
Wow.
Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Good.
Close to seeing Mr. Kim here at the White House?
Could happen. I mean,
they talked about that yesterday.
I think it's something that could happen. Yeah. Hey, he's the head of a country, and I mean, he is the strong head. Mm-hmm. Don't let anyone think anything different. Right. He speaks, and his people sit up at attention. I want my people to do the same.
I want my people to do the same.
My people.
We ain't your people, bro.
Man, dog, you ain't got no fucking people. Except them cultists that be running behind you.
Right. The ones that solely support you 100% no matter what
out
you
of
do.
here.
You got those people. Those are your people.
This here is a window. And go ahead, switch it. This is a window into a man's authoritarian fantasy. While critics have said Trump has always flirted with dictatorship, here's him literally admiring Kim Jong-un's cult of personality. That should give everyone pause. This dude is crazy. So let's go on to video number 3. Netanyahu claims Iran tried to kill Trump. Let's go ahead and play the clip.
I want to talk about the nuclear threat, and I want to talk about President Trump. You just said Iran tried to assassinate President Trump twice. Do you have intel that the assassination attempts on President Trump were directly from Iran?
Through proxies, yes. Through their intel, yes. They want to kill him. Look, he's enemy number one. He's a decisive leader. He never took the path that others took to try to bargain with him in a way that is weak, giving them basically a pathway to enrich uranium, which means a pathway to the bomb, padding it with billions and billions of dollars. He took up this fake agreement and basically tore it up. He killed Qasem Soleimani. He made it very clear, including now, you cannot have a nuclear weapon, which means you cannot enrich. He's been very forceful. So for them, he's enemy number one.
Yeah.
Look, they also tried to kill me, but I'm his junior partner. They understand that President Trump is a great threat to Iran's plans to weaponize nuclear weapons and use them.
When did you tell President Trump you were going to launch these strikes?
Look, I've been in constant contact with President Trump. We've known each other for many years. And obviously, we informed our American friends and President Trump, our great friend, ahead of time. We did. He knew about it, of course.
I mean, there were reports that President Trump kind of helped you achieve your strategic surprise by publicly urging you not to attack when he already knew you had decided to do it. So you were closely coordinating with the U.S. throughout this process.
Look, we're fully coordinated, but understand that America, under President Trump, will make the decisions that are best for America. And that's the way it is. He understands that I, as the Prime Minister of Israel, the one and only Jewish state, must make the decisions that are important for the survival of my country, and he will do what is best for America. That is a relationship of mutual respect and mutual confidence.
Benjamin Netanyahu is lying like always, bro. I mean, we have to call this dude out on this mess. Like I said, he the one that pushed the agenda for mass destruction last time. They have destruction. They have weapons of mass destruction. That intel came from Israel. Now, this intel that we're getting from them now is fucking bad. He's trying to say they're trying to kill Trump. Come on, man. Trump can't fall for this, right? Come on, bro. You can't be this slow.
It seems like he is that slow.
It's like Netanyahu, he's pulling out all the stops to lock the U.S. in for support because Israel cannot handle them on their own. Israel's recent strike on Iran. In this Fox News interview, he claims Iran has tried to assassinate Donald Trump multiple times. The dude is lying. There's no evidence, no details, just vibes and scare tactics. But this is how propaganda works. It's about stirring up fear and wrapping it in red, white, and blue. And hoping that America to come to the rescue to drop our what are they called, the big buster bombs, the 300-pound bombs that'll be able to get through to the nuclear sites and get low enough. I think the bunker busters. Yeah. That's the bombs that they need, because without those bunker buster bombs, they can't get to the nuclear sites that they believe that they have. No, man, Israel needs America. That's the reason why Netanyahu is saying that they're trying to kill Trump, and he's doing everything he can to try to get us in it. You don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Yep. And let's not go ahead and forget that. Let's go ahead and take a step back in time here. A video this week resurfaced of Joe Rogan, but a very different Joe Rogan before his MAGA pivot, expressing views that might surprise his current audience. Let's go ahead and roll that clip of Joe Rogan.
See a lot of people online talking about this immigrant issue, and they either don't have kids or they don't think it could happen to their kids. Their idea is, hey, shouldn't have fucking come over here. You get those kind of people. Broke the law. Shouldn't have fucking come over here if your kid, you didn't want to get your kid separated. If you were in the presence of a woman who came over here from Guatemala and she's poor and she's starving and they're taking her baby away and she's wailing and screaming from a primal place in her DNA that the one thing she loves more than anything is being taken away. A baby. Yeah. If that doesn't freak you the fuck out, you're not a part of the team, man. You're missing it. You're missing it. What are we here for? We're here for 100 years of whatever. That's what we're here for. If you want to spend 100 years saying, hey, she shouldn't have fucking broke the law, I don't want you on the team. You're an asshole. Right? And I don't give a fuck if you're right or left. I don't care if you're religious, or I don't care if you're an atheist. If that's what you support, you're an asshole. And we don't want you on our team. I don't give a fuck if they broke the law. You don't take parents and kids and separate them. You just fucking don't. It's disgusting. If you're saying, well, they shouldn't have broke the law. Maybe they shouldn't have broke the law. You don't get to do something that's 1,000 times worse than crossing a line in the dirt. That fucking imaginary line in the dirt, crossing that is nothing in comparison to your crime of stealing a baby from its mother. That's fucking.
This is old Joe Rogan.
Old.
I don't believe that he thinks like this anymore.
He doesn't.
He switched up his stance. But this clips remind us of how platforms shift with power. Rogan used to challenge right-wing narratives. Now he amplifies them. Yep. Was it a real change in beliefs or just chasing a bigger audience? I believe the latter.
I do too.
He's trying to get a bigger audience. And a lot of people followed him. He's a reason to me, him and what's the dude from UFC? White, I think his last name. I can't think of his name right now. But the UFC owner, they have a lot to do with putting Trump Dana White, putting Trump into office. They walked around with him. They put him on the shows. They backed everything he had going on. So we're gonna go to New York, and Brad Lander's arrest by ICE. We're gonna show a different angle that hasn't been shown. This alternate angle of New York City mayor candidate Brad Lander being arrested by ICE is sparking some outrage online. Let's go ahead and play the video of this ridiculous takedown by ICE.
Let's go. You don't have the authority to arrest U.S. citizens. Sir, you don't have the authority to arrest U.S. citizens. You don't have to. I'm not obstructing. I'm standing right here in the hallway. I asked to see the judicial warrant. By asking for a judicial warrant? You don't have the authority to arrest U.S. citizens asking for a judicial warrant.
Sorry. No way. I'm safe. Where are you taking him? Hello?
Since you have no authority to arrest U.S. citizens, where are you taking me? And with what authority?
Why are
With what authority?
And where are you taking him? No!
Number one is going to go with him, all right? Hang on, please, number one. Hold on. Brett.
Oh, man. I have never seen so many elected officials get treated like garbage on the streets, except under this administration. These people are treating elected officials like criminals. Mm-hmm. They're going after elected officials. I mean, it's a dangerous precedent. But wait till you see what happens next, man. I believe that this is only going to get worse. Go ahead, run the next one.
Yeah, in the next one, we got here an Afghan translator was detained by ICE. The story is heartbreaking. An Afghan man who risked his life to help U.S. troops as a translator was detained by ICE inside of a federal courthouse this week in San Diego.
Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. The man served America. Now he's being treated like a threat. If that's how we pray loyalty, what message does that send to our allies around the world? This man helped us in Afghanistan, and now we're going to send that man back there when we know those people are going to kill this dude. He helped us, and Trump and them still are going to send this man back to fucking Afghanistan. They're going to kill him. But you know, when you don't give a fuck about no one, and you're doing everything you can to get rid of anybody that's a shade darker than fucking white, this is what happens. Yes, the man was legal. He helped us in Afghanistan. We brought him here because of that help. Now we're going to treat him like a fucking criminal. This is how we treating people, man. This is disgusting. So the guy will be going back to Afghanistan. I just wanted to talk about that story because I thought it was just nasty work. Now we're going to go into this Lindsey Graham. He wants war. Senator Lindsey Graham is back on his war drum. This is the time he's calling for a full-scale U.S. invasion of Iran. How many people are going to die in this? How much money? They're always talking about fucking money. But every time Republicans get in office, fucking war. War every time. That's all these people are, warmongers, man. Talking about fucking freedom. Go ahead and run the clip of Lindsey Graham, bitch ass.
Can you guarantee that? Can President Trump in any form, can you make the commitment that this would not lead to a longer war?
I can guarantee you that if the Ayatollah gets a nuclear weapon, he will use it. I believe that with all my heart and soul. So the men and women who serve, they're the ones going, not people answering a poll. And if you ask them, would you be willing to risk your life to stop the Ayatollah from having a nuclear weapon? All of them would say yes, because it makes their country, our country, safer. So we live in a world where you got to confront problems. You want to avoid World War III? Learn the lessons from World War II. People in World War II appeased Hitler to the point that it got so much out of hand, we had a world war and 60 million people got killed. So we live in a world where you pay now or you pay later. Let's stop this threat before he gets a nuclear weapon. Let's end this reign of terror. Let's do it now. It's not going to take 20 months, but I can't guarantee you your freedom and your safety unless we're willing to fight for it. I can guarantee you this. If we don't fight for our freedom, we will lose it.
Yeah, well, Senator.
Man, Lindsey Graham comes with more garbage, more of his garbage opinions that we've been hearing for years and years and years. I'm sick of this dude. Why don't they put in somebody different? Where are you from? South Carolina? I'm sick of him. We've seen this playbook before. Iraq, Afghanistan, and we're still paying the cost. Graham wants another war. But this time, many in his own party are not with it. They're pushing back. These people are America first. That's what they've been saying. That's why they want all the immigrants out, because they want the help. They're screaming for help. Republicans get in power. They use this to get in power and then say, fuck all the people that's been yelling for help. But since they throw a little racism in there and a little racism, a little hate, their followers are fine, even though they're fucking them every single day, taking money away from them, fucking the farmers, fucking the hotel owners, fucking the business owners, taking money away from Medicaid, SNAP, and all the poor people. I just don't. If you are with this war, you need to reevaluate, because there's one thing that we all can agree on: we do not want wars. We're sick of it. We're sick. We're done with the wars. So let's talk about Mark Levin. He's screaming at some viewers. Fox host Mark Levin is losing it on national TV, screaming at viewers to support bombing Iran and calling anyone who doesn't a fucking traitor. Wow. Let's go ahead and run this clip, man.
Tell me which Arab country has stepped up and said, you know what, we're going on the side of Iran. They're doing so great. The Israelis are kicking their asses left and right, and the U.S. hasn't even gotten involved directly. Yeah, so where are they? They're nowhere. How about China? Nowhere. How about Russia? Nowhere. What happened to World War III? There is no World War III. They all sound like a bunch of Marxist Islamists. They don't sound like patriotic Americans. Let me be clear. This is good versus evil. You're either a patriotic American who's going to get behind the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, or you're not. One other thing. These little weasels in Congress like Tom Massey, the War Powers Act, and I'm a constitutionalist, he says, and I know the president's not, he can't do this on his own. Hey, Tommy, let me educate you about the Constitution. Is the War Powers Act in the Constitution? It was passed in 1973. Was the Constitution adopted in 1973, Tommy? I don't think so. So you're joining up with Tlaib, who supports the enemy. Omar, who supports the enemy. Folks, this is black and white. You're either on the side of the red, white, and blue, or you're on the other side. It's that simple. Oh, what is the War Powers Act? It is an unconstitutional law that tries to steal power from the Commander-in-Chief. If Congress wants to step in, and they don't believe that the President of the United States should help Israel, help us, take out a nuclear site so these primitives don't have a missile that can hit Detroit and Los Angeles and Philadelphia or wherever they want to, if that's their belief, they have what's called the spending clause of the Constitution. They can withhold money. Congress did that in the Vietnam War to Ford. He vetoed it. They overrode his veto. You know why they won't do that? They don't have enough votes to do it, to override his veto. We need to stand behind our Commander-in-Chief. We need to stand behind the Israelis. We need to put this evil to rest once and for all. 50 years is a forever war. It's time to get rid of them. Done.
Wow.
Wow.
50 years. Time to get rid of them. Oh, boy.
Man, these warmongers on the right are up in arms. They're ready, and they got the guns ready to go. But there's a lot of people on the right who are not with it. They don't want to follow this path of continuous wars. A lot of people on the right are stepping up, standing up, and saying that they're against it. The fear machine is working overtime, though. And notice how anyone against war is now un-American to Mr. Levins. But not everyone on the right is falling for it. And I have to say, I have to give them applause for that. They're not all just going with the war. Usually in most situations, this is how they are. They're like, hey, war, we're all with it. Yeah. But people, they're sick of this shit, man. So we got, I think you go ahead and start this one.
Yeah, MAGA singer's husband detained by ICE. You guys remember Janet Carrera, right? She went viral for her pro-Trump anthem at a MAGA rally. Well, now she's pleading for help from ICE after her husband was detained in ICE. We don't have a clip, but at the same time, you know, she's pleading for help because her husband was detained by ICE, like I said. And, you know, she's a viral Trump supporter, and she basically voted for her own husband to be deported.
And I think she's the one that I will vote for Donald Trump, whatever. That's the one. I think that's the one who was singing on there. I will vote. So, hey, you know, hey man, you know, this is a discussion that's being had with the Latino population right now. Yeah. For them to vote for most of the legals, Latinos to vote for this mess, and then they're crying that their people are being snatched up.
Right.
I mean, I really don't know what y'all thought the consequences was going to be of this, But Donald Trump has been clear from 2016 that he hated illegals and all immigrants.
Even
I don't
though
know.
his wife is an immigrant.
Well, it's the brown immigrants, not the white ones. You saw the ones from South Africa. They laid down the red carpet for them.
Right.
You have to be a certain shade. So this is real life consequences of the same policies many MAGA supporters once cheered. Now it's hit home. The betrayal is personal for them now. They're upset. They're mad. And you know, it's what you get for thinking that they gave a fuck about you. Because if they could, they would build a wall around your ass and never have any of you in their what they think is their country. So let's go into this one. We got Ted Cruz and his Iran confusion when he's talking to Tucker Carlson. This video is almost comedic if it weren't so serious. Tucker Carlson grills Ted Cruz about Iran, and Cruz has no idea about the country's basic fucking facts. Tucker Carlson knows more than this dude. Pretty bad, man. Run it.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not
okay.
even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay,
actually,
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
claims anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
Who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe
we're
that...
carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting Israel.
High stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay.
A journalist knowing more than a fucking elected senator. This dude knows nothing about the ethnic breakdown, the demographics, the people, the population. He knows nothing. Just bomb them. That's all he knows. That is disgusting, dog. The man couldn't look up the demographics and just look at it. Take a look. No, you couldn't. You're not getting any reports that's coming from there. Mm-hmm. Nothing. You agreed that we should blow them up, but you haven't even taken a report and read it. Like, what is going on, man? These are the folks pushing for war and can't even name Iran's population or its ethnic breakdown. This is why public trust is eroding from these so-called senators.
Yep. In our final video here, we have...
I don't think I had that either.
Oh, you don't have that one either?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
But, they don't even worry about it. But it's all good, man. We're doing everything we can. Everybody, call your senators. Call your elected officials. Make sure that your voice is heard. Tell these people we do not want war. Most of us can agree with this. We could argue about other things, but I think most of us can agree we do not want this. So make sure you get on the phone. Take your time. Call them. Give them a call. Tell them how much you do not want this war. Tell them to, Trump he thinks he's a king, so he's probably not going to ask Congress to pass anything, so that he probably would try to just push us into war himself without asking them to pass or create a bill or a war declaration. It's probably not going to happen. So he thinks he's a king. I'm going to give him 2 weeks and I'll make the decision, which is insane. It's insane, man. So, you know, a lot of people been out protesting. We want to, you know, everybody make sure that your word is heard. Call your representatives. Go out into the community. Power is always answered to the people. The people is the one that makes the power. We make the decisions. Get out there and make your voice heard. I said ask. Don't try to come in here with that action. I said ask. I messed up and I repeated it as ask. Ask. Man, they love that shit. I mean, if I said it all the time, they would be, oh, look at them. I mean, dude, we have to stop with the racism, man. Fuck.
I'm just gonna call you out on how you
Right.
pronounce a word.
I said ask. But whatever. I'm just gonna say axe all the time just to fuck with these motherfuckers. I'm just gonna be like axe body spray on everything. Just fuck, man. So Habari Nation, we're in a moment where war hawks are screaming louder, but more voices are questioning what comes next. Don't fall for the fear. Stay informed, stay loud, stay united. This has been your Habari Weekly Rundown. We'll see you guys next week on Habari Weekly. We're gonna get into some a couple stories to end this out. One thing I want to say: power concedes nothing without demand, and that's from Frederick Douglass. Let's run into the comic book corner.
Comic Book Corner. Sponsored by
dive into Spider-Man Brand New Day, man, aka Spider-Man 4, and snagging some of the rumors that's been buzzing around online. We're talking about the Punisher, Hulk, and a lot of new faces they're saying is going to come into the titles of this movie. The title of the movie, release and info, and a lot of information has been coming out. But first things first, the title is official. Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's what they're saying. It's hitting theaters July 31st, 2026. Filming will kick off in summer 2025, primarily in the UK. And it's supposed to be Glasgow area, and it's going to be doubling for New York City. Under the direction of Destin Daniel Creighton, fresh off Shang-Chi, which was I thought was great. The core cast has been confirmed. Returning are Tom Holland, Zendaya, MJ, and Jacob Batalon as Ned. Also rumored is Sadie Sink in a mysterious role we don't know yet. Plus Liza Colon Zayas. Also, we've hearing John Bernthal's Punisher. Hot rumor, but John Bernthal is reportedly back as Frank Castle, marking the Punisher's first theatrical MCU appearance. He recently reprised the role in Daredevil, Born Again, and insiders say he's taken on a major role this time in the Spider-Man 4. Hulk is supposed to be the bad guy, is what everybody's saying. He's supposed to be the big bad. So even wilder rumors suggest Mark Ruffalo returns, but not as Smart Hulk, but instead as Savage Hulk, a primal rage-driven version that's unstoppable in most books. Spidey and Punisher will actually team up to go against Hulk to try to stop him in a street-level showdown, which a lot of people have been asking for, to get a more street-level Spider-Man. The plot and tone speculation is so. We don't know exactly, but what they think it means is Spider-Man and the Punisher are teaming up to face off against Savage Hulk. We're likely getting a gritty street-style storyline. Expect heavy action, moral tension, and between Peter and Castle because, you know, killing thing. And maybe even the seeds for a larger World War Hulk. We're hoping that would be dope also. We got the supporting cast. Other rumored faces is Nicole Kidman. They're saying she may join as some say as a villain, and other chatter is just a regular cameo appearance. But they also say they think Shang-Chi might drop by in the movie. We're hearing a lot, you know, it's rumors, you know how it is, and might be teaming up with the Punisher and also Daredevil. from Marvel Phase 6. So we'll see who all comes in, man. The rumors are thick right now, but we're just reporting on what we've heard. But here's the major breakdown. Brand New Day starts filming, like I said, in July 31st, 2025. Confirmed cast. We already got into that. Why is it? But I'm really excited for it. So we'll be checking it out, man, and giving you guys more reports as more things come out. If you're pumped for the Punisher and Spider-Man versus Hulk, drop a like, subscribe, and tell me what you're most excited to see in the comments. Let us know what you think. This is Comic Book Corner. Stay heroic, folks. And we will talk to you in the next one here. What we got? Let's run the sports before we can get up out of here.
Habari Sports.
Habari Nation, before we close out today's show, let's talk about LeBron James and his discussion of ring culture in the NBA. Something he added to chasing rings, going team to team in the early days. But now, since he's 40 and he's seeing the end, he's preaching a different tune. And he's saying that players like Barkley and Tracy McGrady and Steve Nash, these guys should still be seen as greats, and the fact that they didn't win any rings shouldn't hurt their greatness. Now, to me, those players will always be great. Charles Barkley, Steve Nash, from Phoenix Suns fan, so I love those guys. I loved them when they played. I loved what they brought to the court. They will always be great to me, regardless if they won a championship or not, because it's, they were great and they showed up every night and they did what they needed to do. But, LeBron, he wants to change the discussion and switch it up and make rings a secondary when we're talking about the greats. Now, the rings only come up when we're talking about the top 5, top 10 players. Mm-hmm. When we're talking about great players, rings never even come up. That's not even a thing that people talk about. It only comes up when we start talking about who is the greatest of all time. In football, you're going to say Tom Brady. He won 7 Super Bowls. You're going to say he's the greatest. You can get to the numbers of who you liked, but that is really what you use to try to separate the greatest from the GOAT. That's how you do it. And it's kind of confusing to hear LeBron say this when he's been chasing rings all through his career. He went so many places, from Cleveland to Miami, back to Cleveland to LA, just to win. And it's ridiculous to hear this. And it's ridiculous to see so many players and so many people agreeing with him. Gilbert Arenas them, and I saw Tracy McGrady saying, "Oh, yeah. No one said you guys weren't great because you didn't win. You were great. You were great ball players. That's why we still want to listen to you. That's why your podcast is doing well, Gilbert, because people care about what you did on the court, and winning championships is not going to diminish what you did. But we're not going to say, oh, you're the greatest ever when you never won. But a lot of people might be like, oh, he was my favorite point guard. It doesn't matter if you won or not. But a lot of people, when they start talking about these top notch and who was the best player ever, the ring is the thing. And I heard them talking about Kobe, saying Kobe, he would push back on that because they still was saying, is Kobe as good as T-Mac after he won 3 championships with Shaq? But most people looked at Shaq as the leader. The reason why he tried to say him and Shaq broke up for some crazy. The reason why they broke up is because Kobe wanted to be the leader. And to Kobe, he thought Shaq was lazy. He wanted to lead the team. He knew that for his legacy, he needed to lead. He needed to be the leader of the Lakers and lead them to championships. And he did it. So you can't talk bad about what that man did. He did it as the second best player. He did it as the best player. When you're the 5th, 6th, 7th dude and you win a championship, we just call you a great role player. if you consistently do that, you can get into the Hall of Fame. Because like I said, it's a lot of players from Boston who are in the Hall of Fame. A whole bunch of players from the 50s and 60s who you guys don't even know that's in the Hall of Fame. And that's because, you know, nobody even cared about these dudes. But Bill Russell had 11 rings. I think Chamberlain had 3. Russell was known better than Wilt, even though Wilt was a much better player. Because winning is held to such a high standard, Bill Russell was known as a better player than Wilt Chamberlain. That's the way it works. Real fast, man. The 1950s and 60s, we got Hall of Fame players from them guys. You got Bill Russell, Bob Cousy, Tom Heisen, Sam Jones, Frank Ramsey, Bill Sharman, John Havlicek, Bailey Howell, Arnie Rison. Those are all the players that's Hall of Famers off of the 50s and 60s Celtics. You don't even know half of these cats. K.C. Jones. Like most of these cats, people don't even know. Bale Howley, most people don't know him. Arnie Rison. But these people, they didn't put up astronomical numbers, but what they did is win. And winning gets you into the Hall of Fame. Not numbers, not stats. Winning. If you won, you got a way better chance of getting in. It's people with way better stats than Arnie Rison that never made it to the fucking Hall of Fame. But bro was on a winning team every year. Or Bailey Howell. You know, like these are the reason why these players are in the Hall of Fame winning. So we got Game 7 today, Indiana and the Thunder. Who you got?
The way Indiana been playing, I'm going Indiana.
I want to see Indiana win. Most people are picking the Thunder. The Thunder are at home. It's going to be an uphill challenge to beat them at home. I am going for Indiana, though. I would love to see them win, go in there and knock them off. But the Thunder probably will pull it out. But I'll be rooting for Indiana the whole time. Hopefully they can get it through. It's going to be a nice Game 7, and we will report about it next time. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Everybody that's watching right now, please subscribe. Go to hit that subscribe and follow button. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to us, even if we don't agree with your stance. We still appreciate your moments and your time, and for you to take the time to talk to us and comment on our video. We really appreciate you guys. And next week we go by the week and what happens. That's our main thing, is that whatever happens throughout the week, we will report on that on next Saturday. So that wraps today's segment. You have anything?
Nope.
All right, let me get this up out of here. So thanks for tuning into Habari Live. I'm Damon Ellison, like always. Stay woke, stay real, and keep those hot takes coming. We really appreciate your comments. Until next Saturday, peace.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habarientertainment.com. See you next week. Peace.